Dear Grace, another day, another park. I'm not going to show you a video of this park because I come here on a regular basis, but I'll describe it for you. It looks like a park. There's some old guys playing lawn bowling, or whatever that's called. They throw one ball at another ball. There is a playground. There's a lady sitting on the bench where I normally sit, and I'm mentally trying to tell her to move. But to be fair, she's got little kids, so I guess she can sit there for a while if she has to. Alright, you ready? Sask man who didn't want his daughter to get COVID-19 shots found guilty of abduction. Is it actually required? It's a custody thing. It's not a COVID-19 thing. Very misleading, CBC. I'm on your ass, CBC. Because you won't deal with Tim Hortons. Alright, water levels across Northwest Territories still mostly well below average, except for the Peel. CBC here and now, April 19th, 2024. Man sets himself on fire outside New York courthouse, where Trump trial being held. Oh, she's leaving. Ha ha ha. See, just like that. Just have to send those vibes. Get off my bench, get off my bench, get off my bench. I'll take a small break. The baby looked really tiny. Back in my more comfortable spot. Yesterday, the sun was too fucking bright. But today at this park, I think I've got a better balance of shade. Let's see how this goes. Grace. Liberal and NDP MPs lament departure of longtime Tory MP as status of women chair. UN expert finds flagrant breaches of First Nations rights to clean water. Christina Cook on balancing queerness and her Jamaican upbringing in her debut novel. Stolen tropical fish returned to Ottawa Valley Restaurant. Alberta government knew. Well, that's the other thing. I've got to tell you about Grace. Is I took. Oh yeah. Someone was recording the other day. It never got posted. I found a pack of gum, brand new, every single square of it. And I was chewing that this morning to exercise my mouth so that when I spoke to you or recorded this today, it sounds less like an idiot. Let's see if it works. Alberta government knew about NICU pressures before this week's letter from doctors. And why the fuck didn't they do something? I blame the CBC. How to create moody pressed flower art using spring's best blooms. Environment, The Guardian. Someone's hammering in the background there. It's weird. For some reason, it seems like there's less trains at this location when it's the exact same amount. There can't be less. The same trains go by both stops. What do you think that is, Grace? Or maybe I just don't notice them. Just quite enough. I don't give a fuck. Maybe I should go lawn bowling with these guys. Show them how it's done. Drone video shows Western Australia's forests dying in heat and drought. EPA moves to make U.S. polluters pay for chemical. EPA moves to make U.S. polluters pay for chemical. Wow. EPA moves to make U.S. polluters pay for cleanup of 2 forever chemicals. Boy, that term people are loving now. Give me some forever chemicals. Ocean spray emits more PFAS than industrial polluters, study finds. UN livestock emissions report seriously distorted our work, says experts. California, the culprit for spike in little-known greenhouse gas, more potent than CO2. Farts. Wake-up call. Pipeline leak. Wake-up call. Pipeline leak exposes carbon capture safety gaps, advocates say. Week in wildlife. In pictures. The hungry jackal, a cat with webbed feet, and a cheeky badger. Well, that sounds like fun. Sounds like a sitcom. Yes, I'm very happy. Get Alright. I should turn on the camera because I got the lawn bowlers right in front of me. I wouldn't even have to change my angle. But I refuse. India seeks UK carbon tax exemption in free trade deal talks. Meet the scientist on a new wildlife frontier, the mysterious sounds of the underground. Actually heard. Ah, crunching worms. Ugh, worms. Gross, disgusting. I'm very happy. I think The Guardian has an issue with wanting me to be happy. Crunching worms, squeaking voles, drumming ants. How scientists are learning to eavesdrop on the sounds of soil. More than 50% of the plant species live in the earth below our feet, and only a fraction have been identified so far. Same as the ocean, same as it's all the same shit. Go nuts, please. Letting grass grow long boosts butterfly numbers. UK study proves. Sure. Where are we at? wet blanket, the roundtable on the Trudeau government's anti-growth budget. It's no wonder Canada is broke in. The best comments from Hub readers this week. Ooh, let's look at this. We have some doozies. If I just read those headlines so quick, I don't think it's working. I need to get into the story, understand. It's no wonder Canada is broke in. The best comments from Hub readers this week. Hub readers this week had discussions. Monday, April 15th. Looking at the chart recording, which countries have the happiest people, is looking at the chart recordings, which countries have the happiest people. It's interesting to see that countries which put the welfare of people before profit are among the highest rated populations in the world. Happiness is more than a fat paycheck. A society in which the social needs of its people are put first will be a healthier, happier society. Very good, actually. Feeling struck is a huge detractor from happiness, and I think made worse when, at least to a degree, the biggest problem is housing. It has come as a result of policy choices that favor older people rather than bad luck. The current situation has come on the tails of pandemic restrictions that, mostly justifiable, deprived everyone of a lot of choices, but in ways that arguably cost some people more and inarguably benefit than us. I don't think the restrictions are justifiable. Happiness is like beauty in the eye of the beholder, Grace. Pause for dramatic event. Pause for dramatic effect, and train go by. Train go by? Train go bye-bye. Happiness, like beauty, is in the eye of the beholder. It is difficult for a young person that doesn't have a high pay job to be happy to see half their pay go to taxes, while the cost of living and raises for elected officials is out of control. The cost of living doesn't really seem to change that much for me. Baby boomers have won the generational war. Was it worth young Canadians' future? I blame a lot on the baby boomers. Couldn't be themselves. Sure, some debt was incurred to ward off the calamity. Sure, some debt was incurred toward off the calamity of mass unemployment due to pandemic mitigations, but too much patchwork, voter pandering, spending, inefficient leakage, weak governance, and intergovernmental dueling has us on a downward spiral of standard of living. The young people are already living it. I don't seem to talk when I'm cold. A new spot in the sun. Let's see if this works. What would be productive? What would be productive would be for new leaders to figure out how we can live with less while providing more housing. better healthcare, and cheaper education. I'm one boomer who would gladly pay extra taxes to fund this. And I think most would if they knew their money was going to these necessary improvements. Well, maybe the boomers could come up with a plan of their own. They're all retired now, sitting around playing the lawn ball thing, whatever the hell that's called, lawn bowling. Just out in the park, playing with their balls, just like me. This budget looks like a scorched earth policy by a government that knows it is not getting re-elected. Not only will the new Conservative government be too broke to advance any policies of their own to fix the damage, they will most likely be forced to raise taxes even more to pay for the structural deficits that they inherited. Ooh. Lazy. Be careful. In my new position, I can't see people coming up behind me. So it's gonna look like I'm. Well, it might look like I'm talking on the phone, I guess. Got it like 6 inches from my face, but could be FaceTime. Lazy, imprudent, and irresponsible. The Hub reacts to the 2024 federal budget. Oh, I thought they were talking about this podcast. Slower growth, fewer jobs, a worse economy. The consequences of the capital gains tax shouldn't be shrugged off. Alright, enough of that bullshit. Malcolm Jolly, great wines, and even better cause. Peter Wiltman. Peter Wiltman. 18 minutes. I still haven't done 2 of these in a day, and I gotta do that tonight. Gotta be able to do 2 shows. In fact, it's Friday, so it's perfect. Friday, you have to do 2 shows. So this will be show number 1, Grace. I'll record another one, and then I can start stockpiling those. Peter Wiltman. Events define political leaders for Prime Minister Trudeau. The main one may be housing. I don't think the problem is the number of houses. I think the problem is most of these houses aren't filled. The neighborhood I live in, I'll bet you every second house has a spare bedroom that's sitting there empty, and it's empty most of the year. Maybe 75% of them. The problem isn't housing. The problem is sharing. Everyone's so fucking afraid. I sit in a park with drug addicts. I'm not afraid. They don't bug me. I don't bug them. Let them do their thing. They'll figure it out. Sean Speer, the case for expanding the Prime Minister's office. Iran's intentions have been known for decades. Why hasn't anyone listened? The Liberals' big government budget up spending, raises taxes and drops the pretenses. We are fighting for our lives. Israeli Ambassador Ido Moed on Iran's attacks and Israel's forthcoming response. Hindustan Times. While we need to highlight clean air as a poll concern, election in pin codes in Tamil Nadu's Sriparavidu dreams of a better future. At playoff time, NHL teams march to the beat of their goaltenders and count on them to save the day. It's a big article in the Hindustan Times. China Z, or Z, or K, or E, or He, or B, orders biggest military reorganization since 2015. Wow. Man self-immolates outside Donald Trump's trial as jury selected. That's interesting. They would use a appropriate, more accurate word. No, it's a bigger word. Ukraine, Israel aid advances in rare House vote as Democrats help Republicans push it forward. Ex-Philadelphia police officer. Hey, one thing, those guys are throwing those balls a long way. That's a good 30, 40 meters. No, they're getting their workout in. They're getting rid of their beer guts. Maybe one day I'll get rid of mine. Probably not. Ex-Philadelphia police officer pleads guilty in shooting death of 12-year-old boy. UAE launches relief operation in Gaza's bombed out second city. U.S. regulators guy behind me smoking weed. It smells good. U.S. regulators mulling bid to limit bonuses for Wall Street execs. Pursuit of peace in the shadow of war. Do kids grow up too fast? Most parents would sacrifice anything to go back in time. Agreed. Why being humble can make you a better leader. I thought there was a picture of a dog there. Is the liver helping some tumors stay alive? Scientists make stunning cancer discovery. Counterfeit Botox incidents are on the rise. How to avoid fake cosmetic treatments. What is CBN? Talked about that yesterday. New e-tongue detects spoiled wine a month faster than humans? Wow, spoiled wine's a problem? Other top 5 bed rails for toddlers according to parents. There's a sheet of plywood. What I feel, Grace, like someday all of this will be used against me. Court of law. I would never put a child in a crib made from plywood without first painting it so they don't get slivers. Is psychedelic therapy right for you? Benefits, risks, and what patients should expect. They should expect to get fucked up. The notion of psychedelic drugs for treating mental health disorders never fails to raise a few eyebrows. When these drugs were introduced and popular in the 1950s and 60s, they scored high on risks and low on benefits. They were used almost exclusively for recreation. Actually, I agree with that. For once, I agree with something. Doesn't happen very often, but I do. 25 minutes. Now there is renewed interest in using psychedelic drugs for the treatment of mental health disorders, especially anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder. There are some things you need to know if you're considering psychedelic therapy. This is not the time for you to experiment with uncertain substances obtained on the street, passed around in bars, or from your friends. I think your friends are okay. Chances are they've taken it. If they're really your friend, cut that out. Friends are safe. Control circumstances with a health professional are vital. Sure. Except for the fucking drug's illegal, so you can't do that. So, fucking Jesus. What is psychedelic therapy? According to Medical News Today, psychedelic therapy is the use of plants and compounds that can induce hallucinations to treat mental health disorders. A little, man, that guy's really smoking. Basically every park in BC smells like this. Psychedelic drugs after perception, thought, and sensory input. Grace. Psychedelic drugs alter perception, thought, and sensory input. These drugs are classified as Schedule 1, high potential for abuse, no legitimate medical purpose. The drug of greatest active research is psilocybin, a hallucinogen component of so-called magic mushrooms. Other drugs include LSD, DMT, MDMA, and mescaline. Drug-assisted therapy. This is a combination usually of psychedelic drug and traditional talk therapy. Psychedelics alone. The drug alone is used for treatment. Guided therapy. A professional guides the patient with suggestions for their altered perceptions or help them remain calm. Like guided therapy is what to do. All of those are good. I don't think anyone fucking cares, but why use psychedelic therapy? Why not? It's not like they're fucking solving anything in the DSM-5 anytime soon. I'm just saying. Terminal illness. Psychedelics have been shown to ease the anxiety and depression that some people experience with terminal illness. Agreed. Basically, everyone should try them. Just do it safely. Do it with a friend that isn't doing it. That's my recommendation. If anyone cares, Grace. Marvel anti-hero Venom ironically inspires name of newly discovered Australian spider. 5 best wine fridges ranked. Sorry, Grace. I have to move my position. And then I succumb to the peer pressure. All the marijuana smoke being blown in my face. Alright. Innovating cancer care, safely supercharging immune cells to fight tumors. Yay, finally some good news. Unlocking the genetic codes of alcohol consumption. MIT's new AI model predicts human behavior with uncanny accuracy. Yeah, can you predict me, Grace? Can you? Let's see here. A new technique can be used to predict the actions of humans or AI agents who behave suboptimally while working towards unknown goals. Umbrella toxins, a groundbreaking class of antimicrobials found in soil bacteria. Brain simulation shows promise for alleviating depression and anxiety. Let's get the electric shock going. Stimulating with, here we go, some direct current stimulation has been shown to effectively reduce depression and anxiety symptoms in older adults, particularly those with moderate to severe symptoms, according to University of Florida study. Credit SciTech Daily. So you get some electrodes, a 9-volt battery to your head, some magic mushrooms, and go nuts. Under supervision, of course. When Earth's magnetic shield faltered, when Earth's magnetic shield faltered, cosmic ray invasion 41,000 years ago. Challenging the status quo, researchers discover unique neuronal origins in human brains. Blood biomarkers reveal the hidden world of long COVID. Bullshit. Ghost particles, neutrinos, challenge everything we know about physics, which is nothing, so big fucking deal. Cosmic chaos and the clues in fast radio bursts. This one's a little more interesting today. Grace. Live Science, RSSV. Pack of dog-shaped robots could one day roam the moon if they can find their footing on Earth first. See the explosive Devil Comet get its tail ripped off by a solar storm days before its close approach to the sun. Wow, that sounds exciting. There's a great hidden museum in the Mediterranean. Underwater archaeologist David Gibbons takes us on a journey to 12 sites. Half of China's cities are sinking, putting most of the country's urban population at risk. They're sinking or the water's rising. Let's get it straight, Life Science. Enormous dinosaur dubbed Shiva the Destroyer. Or Shiva. Dubbed Shiva or Shiva? Shiva. The Destroyer is one of the biggest ever discovered. Ooh. Big Shiva. Watch tigress and her cubs feasting on crocodile they killed in rare footage. April's full pink moon blooms amid a meteor shower next week. Here's how to get the best view. Aliens may be hitching rides on meteors to colonize the cosmos. Study suggests. How could we spot them? Well, that's very interesting. Future quantum computers could use bizarre, error-free qubit design built on forgotten research from the 1990s. 1700-year-old Roman ruins discovered atop much older Neolithic sacred spring. Unilad. American Idol contestant. Here comes a little girl. Grandpa's pushing his granddaughter around on a little tricycle. This is actually kind of a boring park. There's not real a lot goes on. Pot smoker left. Guys are still playing with their balls. I'm gonna keep using that joke until it's completely destroyed. See, Grace, this makes sense. I get rid of all the bad shit here, get on stage, we're good to go. Make sense? Expert shares 3 major warning signs of a doomed relationship. Rebel Moon Part 2, the Scar Giver Review. Netflix most expensive film of 2024 is one of the worst blockbusters ever made. Police body cam footage records UFO crash landing in a Las Vegas backyard. Okay. In the clip, a green ball of light can be seen traveling low in the sky before seemingly crashing to the ground. According to 8 News, the object spotted in the sky was picked up by body camera around 11:15 local time on April 30th, 2023, which flash was seen as far as Utah and California. I want the little green man. Female lion who grew a mane aged 18 left scientists. A mane aged 18 left scientists baffled. Death row inmates in Texas no longer get a last meal because of one man's very specific request. We gotta figure this one out. Definitely don't believe in the inverted pyramid anymore. That doesn't sound that extreme. Suppose I should have read that out loud, but too bad, so sad. Watch the video. Special coffee cup designed to never spill in space has everyone pointing out what it looks like. A bomb. Cool. Scientists clone 2 endangered animals using frozen genes in process that could save other species from extinction. The news so much better today, Grace. Popular kids show Bluey praised for introducing same-sex couple in season finale. Controversy. Reason why Africa is splitting in two after scientists discover reason why Africa is splitting in two after scientists discovered huge crack. The Independent Space. Lyran meteor shower peaks will see fireballs shooting stars. I reread that because I screwed it up last time. NASA confirms origin of mystery object that crashed onto Florida home. I have a NASA story for you, Grace. I was recording this the other night. One that didn't work. And this guy with a NASA shirt was just walking back and forth behind me. Technically, just he had a NASA logo on his shirt, but same thing. I'm not trying for a conspiracy theory here. I'm just explaining the facts. Brightest ever cosmic explosion was caused by collapse of a massive star. Scientists solve mystery of why star pair has more than a million-year age gap. Mysterious fireball spotted in skies in New Jersey after eclipse. Japanese astronaut? Yes, the astronaut. Japanese astronaut will be the first non-American on the moon, NASA says. Ooh, everything's up to fucking NASA. Scientists decide what happened when the moon once turned itself inside out. Corporate news. Yeah, we don't want that. Let's go to Google News. Alberta announces what it says are the largest water sharing agreements in history. We should share water. Trump news, hush money trial, jury selection nearing end. World leaders urge calm after Israeli drops World leaders urge calm after Israeli drone strike on Iran ratchets up tension. Let's go to the headlines. Nova Scotia Justice Minister Brad Johns resigns from cabinet. Advocacy group speaks out against domestic violence comments by... Well, you gotta be careful what you say these days, unless you're me. I'll just say whatever the fuck I want, because nobody cares. Domestic violence not epidemic, Nova Scotia Justice Minister says on a shooting. Every drop counts. Every single drop. City of Calgary encouraging residents to reduce water usage and look up their clear blue skies. Alberta announces what it says are the largest water share. So we're sharing water, but then we're restricting it. What's it going to be? Figure it out, Alberta. I don't have time for these contradictory statements. Cavendish extension left out of master plan for Namar Hippodrome development. Trump complains about freezing New York courtroom. Legal expert says Trump was rattled after hearing key hearing. She explained why. Day 4 of Trump's criminal hearing hush money trial. Key takeaways. Iran fires air defenses at military base after suspected Israeli drone attack. U.S. aid to Ukraine. Israel set to pass, but bills differ in one key area. Murder, manslaughter, or acquittal? What the jury has decided at the trial of Umar Zamir. Alberta bracing for a long wildfire season fueled by drought. Sask weather, travel not recommended on some highways. Video of dramatic takedown of GTA carjacking suspects released by police. Here is what you need to know about the increased capital gains tax. Bigger boats, more nets. People arrive in Zabalas, BC for new orca rescue attempt. Oh yeah, yesterday someone was playing a violin. For some reason I think we missed that story. Grace. TTC electrical and trade workers prepare to strike Monday if deal not reached. Union. Man sets himself on... did that one. Court hearing for former NHLer and Barrie police officer facing extortion charges. Why blanket rezoning has become Calgary's biggest housing controversy. Poor Calgary. KW Glee, music school suspend employee over sexual shark. KW Glee, music school suspend employee over sexual assault charge. Suspend? Fine. Innocent until proven guilty. And fire his ass. Chartier Jeff's Cafe in Beaumont vandalized. Chartier. Tiber River to cease operations. CBC News. What is this? The latest? Which time, Grace? 15 minutes. Alberta forced banks to use carbon rebate for direct deposits. One person taken to hospital after being hit by truck. Suspect followed stranger off elevator in East York building and sexually assaulted them, police say. Life in the forest, how Stanley Park's longest resident survived a changing landscape. Enough room in Stanley Park to let the homeless camp. Way more than enough room. Camp unhassled. If I was homeless, I'd sleep during the day, stay up all night. Get myself a good old hammock. Find some place in Stanley Park, set it up nice and high, sleep all day, party all night. Environment Minister Gary Crossman quits cabinet and legislature. Environment Minister Gary Crossman quits cabinet and legislature. These Canadians are heartbroken by what the Trudeau government delivered on a high-profile promise. Fight for farmland, say no to expropriation. Expropriation. I know that word, but I can't say it. Fightforfarmland.com. Go there now, Grace. A secret threat hangs over a tiny corner of Ontario's farmland. A secret threat. Fuck off, don't want that. Alright, judge orders shared custody of a pet dog under new BC law. Well, I would like to say I'm surprised, but I'm not. Winnipeg police investigating North End homicide. Plan to revamp downtown Ottawa block Plan to revamp downtown Ottawa block sparks debate over intensification. RCMP and emergency alert for Bible Hill area after suspect taken into custody. I don't know what that's about. The Ottawa Hospital doctors to try AI for patient notes. That doesn't make sense. What the fuck would AI have to do with patient notes? Unless they're actually going to free up time to see, so... Oh, okay, well here we go. The Ottawa Hospital, TOH, is launching a pilot project this June that will use a Microsoft artificial intelligence tool to record conversations between patients and doctors and try and transcribe them into medical notes. And hopefully just keep the original fucking conversation too. You never know what the doctor's going to say, then actually write down might be two different things. I'm not saying they're liars, I'm just saying some may have limited memory from the time they talk to you to the time they write their notes. So just record everything. How about this? Record everything. Give a version for the doctors that's in their little medical lingo. Give another version for the patient. and then have the patient confirm that that's accurate. Yeah, okay. The doctors will review the notes and the patients will be able to access them. Good idea. Looks like I had that myself. Ruth said this will reduce the 10 hours a week or more doctors spend on paperwork. Lazy bastards. This really is why most physicians went. This really is not why most physicians went to medical school, to enter things into a computer, she said. We really want to interact with our patients and their families and ensure that they're getting good care. Well, I hope that's fucking true, actually, but the hospital has already tested the tool, which Roth says is surprisingly accurate. Ooh, secure cloud. It's a good start. Statement regarding privacy breach at Nova Scotia Health. Nova Scotia Health is in the process of contacting 2,690 people by letter whose personal health information was inappropriately accessed. Legal drinking is coming to parks across Toronto after a close council vote. Man playing fetch with his dog. Girl walking across the grass blindly, looking at her phone. Oh, no, she's walking towards me. I'll just pretend like she doesn't exist. 4 Saskatoon libraries to reduce hours after a very upsetting incident. Alright. After a very upsetting incident at Saskatoon's Carlisle King Library, 4 of the city's libraries will reduce the hours they are open to the public. On Monday night, intoxicated patrons at the Carlisle King Library resulted in an employee being struck and a security guard being physically assaulted. Saskatoon Public Library spokesman Kirk Sibold wrote in a statement. Branch is located at blah blah blah. Well, I don't think closing the library to everyone who isn't drunk really helps the community, so get some more security, or like the article says, figure it out. Don't close the fucking libraries. If anything, open them 24/7. Sask teachers provincial differ province. Sask teachers province differ on what latest proposal. Can't read now. Fake Walmart job scams Toronto woman. Motion to override Kefia ban falls in Ontario legislature. 6 minutes, Grace. Police make another arrest in gold heist at Pearson International Airport. Hospital workers awarded 6% raise over 2 years. We screwed up. Toronto admits major flaws in vacant home tax rollout. I wasn't assaulting him, but I also was not helping him. Convicted Windsor Wright provides jury with first-person account of murder. I wasn't assaulting him, but I also was not helping him. There's probably a bigger story to that. I'm gonna leave it. Let's go for some technology. Nothing ear and nothing ear A earbuds are first with ChatGPT integration. That's kind of interesting. Nothing's new earbuds prove that it can mostly hang the heavyweights. These $99 transparent earbuds make AirPods look and sound boring. 99 bucks, that's not bad. Glad I didn't buy any earbuds. Nothing introduces ear and ear A along with new ChatGPT integrations. So people are just going to be having everything sent to ChatGPT in their conversation, and then ChatGPT can just tell you what the fuck to say. It's basically going to become the new Cyrano. U of T engineering PhD student is working to improve the sustainable treatment of Ontario's drinking water. U of T engineering. Instagram rival app TikTok notes being tested in Canada. Brian Minter, tolerant and unfussy lilacs play important role in gardens. And they're stinky. Apple's upcoming 12.9-inch iPad Air is rumored to have a Pro-level screen. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 continues the realism-obsessed RPG series and is set to release later this year. Empathy as a key success factor for high-performing development teams. Kind of a good idea just in general, too. Our guide to the best inflatable hot tubs in Canada in 2024 and where to get them. Best Buy Power-Up Sale. Score up to 75% on top tech until Sunday from Apple, Sony, and more. Might have been an ad. Short-form videos on social media are both a problem and an opportunity for Netflix, co-CEO Ted Sarandos says. The ball players are having a beer. You really can't do anything in this park. Nobody gives a fuck. This Anker portable battery pack is a traveler's dream at 25% off. These are mostly ads in the technology system, but Google is combining its Android software and Pixel hardware divisions to more broadly integrate AI. Here are the best deals you'll find on Amazon Canada right now. What does she cost? Madron Cycles SRAM Eagle Repair Kit and Prototype. Let's end on some health news. CFIA continues surveillance for HPAI in cattle while sticking with the original name for the disease. Talking about bird flu or something? Mobile Primary Care Clinic in Canso. Did that one yesterday. 1 minute. Empowering the citizen patient. Support our psychological well-being. Let's finish on that one. Citizen patient, I like that. Over 5 million Canadians were affected by a mood or substance use disorder in 2022, according to Statistics Canada. In this fourth article of our monthly 10-part Empowering the Citizen Patient series, Dr. Mindy Smith, retired family physician and active member of the Kootenay Boundary Patient Advisory Committee, shares her expertise, tips, and resources for supporting people who are affected by depression and/or anxiety. Join us as we continue our journey to empower both patients and those who care for them. Mental health is a hot topic these days. Definitely is. Actually doesn't sound that bad, but sorry, Castlegar News. Hours up. Talk tomorrow, Grace.